Whilst producing our thriller opening clip, we discovered many new technologies to help us make our film great. Premiere Pro. This program is a timeline-based video editing software application that allows you to make films much more interesting to your audience. We use this program very regularly because this was the software that we used to edit all of our videos within the research and planning stages of our blog, our preliminary task and our final film. Within the program, it allowed us to use trim tool to cut various clips, and if we messed up whilst we were filming, it didn't mean that we had to refilm. All we had to do was cut it out. This meant that we could use our time elsewhere, for example the editing of the final film, which was much more important. Furthermore, within the program there was also a title section which allowed us to keep the same font at the beginning of every single one of our videos because it looks professional. This allowed the opening 15 seconds of our videos in the research and planning stages to look consistent from when our coursework started to where it finished. We also learned how to use the different editing techniques within the program. For example, the exponential fade allowed us to fade the audio either in or out, which allowed us to fade out the beeping noise in our final film from the news reporter scene to make the scene seem much more important, and then gradually fade it back in when the more intense music begins. Another editing technique was the monochrome colouring to make some of the scenes different so that they were much more gripping, along with the circular shapes over the top of many of the scenes. The circles were placed in the scenes that were important to the storyline, which won't be originally clear to the audience until the film goes on, which is when it will be much more clear. Overall, Premiere Pro has truly allowed us to get our coursework to a much higher level and make it look much more respectful and professional so that people want to watch our videos because they have been produced at a better standard. Audio Network. This website is a music company that makes it easy to access and buy copyright-free music. It was important for us to have copyright-free music so that our final film wasn't taken down from YouTube when everything else on it is completely our own stuff. We used Audio Network because we felt as though it would make our film better, as neither of us within our group were musically talented, so we couldn't use anything original. Moreover, the GarageBand music that we created didn't really work with the idea that we had, because we needed our music to begin slow and develop to get really intense and exciting. This website allowed us to get music that was interesting and professionally done, so we chose the track Throne of Blood because even the name sounds daunting, which we believe will add to our film. YouTube. This website has allowed us to publish all of our videos from the research and planning stages, our preliminary task and our final film. We feel as though it is a great platform to get our videos seen by various audiences so that they would truly understand the outline of the film and where the idea came from, and how it progressed and as we feel, got better. We also used it to look at videos to inspire our film idea. For example, our Decades video, we got all of the videos off of YouTube as they gave us the greatest quality of video. Blogger. This is a website that allows you to share your knowledge, experience or the latest news with people all around the world for free. At the beginning of when we began our coursework, we were told that Blogger had to be used. Neither of us within our group had ever heard of it, so none of us had any experience on how to make our blog look professional and exciting. As time went on, we gradually learned how to put videos and pictures on, including making them large and central on the page, as well as changing the font, the text size and the colour to make the writing post seem much more interesting. DSLRs. This is a digital single lens reflex camera that combines optics and the mechanisms of a single lens reflex camera with a digital imaging sensor as opposed to photographic film. Before we began this project, I had never really touched a camera, but since we started I have learned so many new things that have really helped to make our films better. For example, there is the autofocus, which we found great, but we soon realised that we could only use this if we didn't want the audio of the clip. Other than this, it was a great feature to have that really helped us. With the other scenes, we had to make sure that the shot was in focus and hit record. We found that the videos with the autofocus were much better. But then the other shots added to the eerie feel that we were trying to create with our film. Furthermore, we learnt how useful the tripod was whilst we were filming the final thing, especially when we were filming pan shots, as it allowed us to keep the camera steady even though it was moving.